Welcome back to Daytime. Well, the goal is to raise 170,000 pounds of potatoes.
Pounds. I like the. Yeah,
that's
nice.
a lot of taters that we need to get to the House of Friendship, but there's a lot of need out there. So that's why February has been dubbed Potato Blitz Month for the House of Friendship, and they've been achieving this goal in a number of different ways, and we thought we should check up and see how the Potato Blitz is going. John Neufeld joins us, who's the Executive Director with the House of Friendship, all dressed up and ready to go.
You're starting a new fashion trend there.
Well, that's actually the real reason I'm here, Susan J., is to promote my new clothing line.
Your haute couture potato sack line.
It's the potato sack line. It's green. It's warm. I think they would have looked good at the Olympics, but we can't get everything.
Maybe next February we'll come up with a clothing line to supplement what you're doing to get potatoes to the House of Friendship.
I think we're on to something. So what you mentioned, 170,000 pounds of potatoes, is how much we use throughout our 18 programs for the year. The bulk of that does go through our emergency food hamper program. So that's distributed to people needing emergency food hampers. And I'm new to the Potato Blitz, so this has kind of been a new event for me this year. So really the Potato Blitz is actually 3 events. The first one that where we met together was at the Don Cameron Potato Night there, I think the same night as Rogers Night. And it was a great night for us. It was a record-setting night, actually. We collected close to, I believe, about 5,000 worth of pounds of potatoes, and then cash equivalent to another 45,000 pounds of potatoes. So, that was about 54,000 pounds. The second event just happened on Saturday, and this was just fabulous, and we actually have a few pictures that will hopefully show up, and that was the Supermarket Potato Blitz. So we had 12 stores, 12 stores, and we had 9 churches volunteering. Here you have Ed Rupi and his daughter and his granddaughter were helping, and their Sweet Potato and Spuddy came to visit all the different stores and to help out. And look at see that the line of clothing, there's the theme that's continuing again. If you could just notice, those are some of the other lines that we're going to be trying to sell.
Beautiful,
Good, beautiful stuff.
So that is one of the stores. Now, this is another great story from that day.
Look at that truck of potatoes.
Yes, and the Steinman Mennonite Church crew, these guys are the kind of get-her-done kind of crew. They don't mess around. They bring out their trucks, and they go to all these 12 different stores and pick up these potatoes. And they bring them back to the Steckley Heritage Farm, where we actually store the potatoes we collect that day.
And I know we have a picture of the Steckleys, too, together with you. There are.
There she is. This is at the Steckley Farm with Sweet Potato, and yours truly, I believe, is Sweet Potato in that picture.
and you just, I thought you looked good in that vest.
Yeah,
but nothing like a Sweet Potato wearing lipstick. You
Some say I look better with a potato over my head, but that's... and I think we have one more picture there from the potatoes, from the Supermarket Blitz to show. Yeah, and this was, the great part of the Potato Blitz is we had all ages there, and so here's some of our younger crew helping out, and again, another line of clothing that I'd like to promote. So that was the second day, and so the cash that we raised from that day, plus the potatoes, was about the equivalent of 100,000 pounds.
Whoa!
So we're at 154 from those 2 events, and so we have one more event coming up, and that's tomorrow at lunch at St. Andrew's Presbyterian Church. And that's our potato lunch, and that's sort of more of a thank you for everyone's help and the volunteers. And so that's open to the community. You're welcome to come. It's from 12 to 1 at St. Andrew's Presbyterian. And I think usually people bring either cash donation or potatoes to that lunch. So we're pretty confident we're going to get the remaining 16,000 pounds tomorrow.
Yeah, I was going to say, how many did we got? About 3 days left, so 16 divided by 3, a little over 5,000 pounds a day is what we need to collect to finish this off. And this is really key, because that 170,000 pounds is what you're going to need for the work that House of Friendship does. And this has been a tough year, for a lot of people in our community. And we want to make sure that when they need that help, and in a lot of cases it's temporary, it's just, it gets them over a hump. We want to make sure that help is there so that they get through that tough phase and get on to better things.
So, thank you. You've prompted me 2 things for clarification. One thing is that we don't actually collect physically 170,000 pounds of potatoes, because You know, my wife was really troubled by this. She said, what are you guys going to do with all these potatoes? They're just going to go bad. And so this made no sense. And so I said, we actually, you know, some people decide to donate a physical bag of potatoes, but a lot just give cash.
Right.
And then what we do with that cash is throughout the year as the need comes. That's how we get the potatoes. So no potatoes get spoiled in this.
You also didn't want a great potato avalanche, you know. Unfortunately, you lose some volunteers, the 150,000.
So I want to have that disclaimer for people like my wife who are quite concerned about us having rotting potatoes. The second thing that you said was about the need. And the surprising thing is I thought, okay, you know what, last year was sort of a really tough year. I thought maybe things are leveling out. And then I just found out that the day after Family Day, we unfortunately set a new record in our emergency food hamper program. We handed out 278 in one day, and we've never done that. And so the numbers are similar to last year, but I was a little bit concerned about hearing that number. So
the need continues in this area. It's so wonderful for all of us that there is the House of Friendship that can be there for the people in our community when we need it. For those of us who, you know, but by the grace of God go I, haven't had to use your services to be able to donate and to make sure that those in our community who get what they need it. The dinner is tomorrow. The luncheon is tomorrow. People can go to St. Andrew's Church in Kitchener and help out there, have a little bit of a thank you lunch and a thankful lunch by making that donation to make sure that we get that last 16,000 pounds of potato taken care of. Remember, just bring the money. You don't have to bring the potatoes if you don't want to. And make it a little easier on you. Thanks for joining us again, John.
Thanks for having me.
All right. We're back in just a moment. Stay with us.